Alright guys, BLM here back with more Mafia. This will be it for tonight. It's already 1:15. But yeah, I decided to go one more. Okay. Molotov party. So I did look up that there are 20 chapters in this game, so that's something. Yeah, from my understanding, this is around a 10-hour game.
What do they call you, son?
Thomas. Thomas Andrews.
Frank told me you ran into some trouble?
Yes, sir. My cab got smashed up pretty good.
Morello's thugs went after him on the kind of Tommy helping us.
This, taxi, that's your livelihood?
Yes, sir.
I feel a sense of responsibility. So I'm gonna set you up with a small loan, enough to get that cab of yours fixed up.
I appreciate that, sir, but I'm not looking for a handout.
Then what are we doing?
I just want a shot at the bastards who wrecked my cab.
You hear that, Frank? The kid wants my permission to get into a fight.
Yes, I heard.
Okay, Tommy Angelo. All the Morello's grills hang out at a bar he owns. Paul, you know the place.
Sure do, boss.
Good. You can ride along with Tommy. There's a lot right next to the bar where they park their cars. Go smash up a few tin cans, send Morello a message. He can't rough up hard-working Joes in my neighborhood without getting a black eye.
Thank you, Mr. Salieri. I won't let you down.
And Tommy, when you get back, we'll talk about what's next.
No one else knows you here, so tread careful, okay?
Sure.
Okay, so we're getting some actual gameplay. I'm not gonna fucking bother.
Find anything good?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Gonna drive the boss?
Got it? I get it.
You don't lose your job that easy. I hate sitting around. Boring as hell.
Is it Polycalafiore?
Anyways, I got places to be. Okay, come through this way. I'll take you to Vinny first. He's a loudmouth, but Frank and the Don have known him since forever.
What's he do?
We go see him whenever we need to do any, heavy lifting. Make sure we're well healed for when there's trouble.
Don's grateful for your peace. But we're grateful for his dough. We gotta go. While we drive back.
Fuck.
Buongiorno, Vincenzo!
Ciao, Polly. Oh, she's gonna.
Yeah, thank God the fucking stopwatch wasn't like a week later, but, or a day later. Because now it's like so solidified that Tina's going home.
Right, good. Hey,
I would have lost even more fucking money.
Nah, we just need something to write off a few cars.
oh, I got just the thing. This classic should do the trick. Oh! Hey, if the bat don't work out for you, I got a few cocktails here.
Ay, ay, ay.
Careful with them, though. Don't want to burn off your short hairs. Good to meet you, Tom. Let me know if Paulie gives you the hard time. I'll straighten him out.
Ralphie's in the garage. He's a special kind of idiot, but he's got a way with cars. I don't
Game?
get how this moron
Thank you.
gets engines to burn. But I'm telling you, it's like some black magic. Hey, genius! Get your head out of your ass! What the fuck there, Polly? You can't just sneak up on a guy like that. I'm sorry, Ralphie. I'm just busting your balls. See, you're still limping. Guess we got two cripples working here.
We ain't nothing alike. You got that, Ralph?
Sure, Polly. Yeah.
Tommy Angelo.
Good to meet you.
Like I said, Ralphie here's a cracked egg. Well, you bring him a stolen car, I'll make it yours. Tom and me, we got a job to do. We need some wheels.
How about this one, Polly? It ain't a hot rod, but it'll get you across to town.
They were coming for them. You made those moves that kept them safe.
Because they were my alliance.
And don't let me catch you loafing off again.
I would have spicy, bro.
I don't know what Ralph's trying to pull, giving us this motor. I want to show you something about the good life, and you're driving something my mom could have bought 20 years ago.
It's so bizarre to me how, like, I feel like Kiefer, like, it's so weird, like, how Kiefer's game is played out.
You don't have to be nice about it.
Again, there was a point, like, even last week, I think Kiefer, and, like, to be honest, it probably is still possibly the case that Kiefer is probably one of the better strategic thinkers in the cast. But then again, that's not saying much considering this cast has a lot of really bad fucking strategic thinkers. I mean, I think the two best are Kiefer and Tina. The problem is that Tina's not doing anything with it. Oh fuck, I went the wrong way.
Some of the Canadian whiskey that comes through. You want a bottle? Just ask. Keeps them back for friends.
I'm no big drinker. I used to tip back bathtub gin most days, but not so much now. That stuff's no good.
Yeah, it's disappointing how Tina's game's gonna end here too. We're getting, like, she was so well positioned for so much of the game,
That's good of you.
and just needed like comps to play out her way, and then obviously they don't, and then now she's just getting kind of sniped out of the game due to relatively unlikely circumstances.
Right now,
Wait, is that
all I
what we're
wanna
supposed
do
to
is
do?
wreck the day of the bastards who wrecked mine.
Sure.
Besides, all this could get a guy in
These
trouble.
cars really fucking suck, by the way.
Says the guy is about to set fire to Morello's parking lot.
I got you to protect me. It'll go fine.
Well, if it don't go fine, try not to let them see your face. Either that, or you hit them so hard they don't remember it.
Okay. Okay. Should I listen to podcasts? Because I still need to listen to, this, BB recap. I still need to listen to the Circle recap, too.
Right now, he's a strong threat. He's, a threat to your winning the game. But at the same time, it's Kiefer, and he is beyond loyal to these guys. And I feel like that's why I'm a little iffy on this decision, just because he's so loyal. Like, he wants to take those guys to the end. He wants them to win. Like, wants the four of them to go to the end. And probably
Yeah, I actually think, like, even though this is such a bizarre situation, I actually think Jed is actually in a pretty good spot.
And I think he'd be happy if
I think
he
he's
won.
in a
Like,
better
obviously
spot
he wants
keeping
to win, but I
Kiefer
do
around
think
than
that
getting
he
rid
would
of
be
him.
like happy if it was the three of them at the end, and one
The
of them.
problem is that
like, one of
obviously,
them
like
won.
Kiefer's someone that he
To
more
me,
easily loses against.
it's questionable only because
But even then, Kiefer wants to take Jed
he
to
is
the
so
end, which is
loyal in that way.
insane.
Whereas, like any other situation, I'd be like, this guy's really good. You got to get him out. But I wonder if it's too early in this situation.
Well, I mean, especially for Ty, because at this point, Ty has been doing a lot of work with Kiefer, and Kiefer has been talking about how he might take a shot at Beth and Jed, but Ty is the one that will be with them, you know, and he's been protecting Ty with Tara and Tina, telling them, hey, Ty is not the person to take out. So the fact that Ty is so excited.
Oh, we couldn't we?
Could. I don't know if it's the right move for Jed. I do feel like there is a lot of potential reward to this move, in particular, because I do think that you know, there comes a point in the game where you just need to start taking out your threats. Like, I think about Cody and Big Brother 22, and you know, Danny leaves at Final 7. He takes the shot at Tyler at Final 6. And, you know, there were people that were like, it's too early to take a shot at Tyler. Tyler's still working with the guys. He needs Tyler as a shield. He needs Tyler to win competitions for him. But, you know, in the end, it was best to just take out these threats. There comes a point where you just need to get rid of them, especially when Tyler is somebody who can win the jury votes in the end. And we know that Kiefer can win those jury votes in the end here.
I do not think it's a good move, because they got someone who's so loyal to them. They voted to evict this guy, and he's still so loyal to you. And you got to think about next week's HOH. So you take out Kiefer, your next week's HOH, you're going 2 of your people versus 3 of their guys. But if you keep Kiefer, you got 3 of your people. Because, you know, before all this happened and Kiefer doesn't have this thought that these guys are potentially taking him out, if you keep Kiefer, you have 3 of your people going for the HOH, and you have 2 of their people, the other side, going for the HOH. All right? Is it 3? No, 2, because you're going to take out 1. So it's 3 versus 2 for you versus having 3 against your 2 if you take Kiefer out. And Kiefer is the guy, I think, like, you can take your chances at taking Kiefer out at the top 4. Like, it's 3 of you, the triangle, the sauce. You can get Kiefer out at top 4. So I think it's a bad move.
I will say that, like, so far for me,
right now,
this game feels very clunky. Like, despite this being a remake of, like, a fucking old game, 15-year-old game or whatever, it feels very clunky.
It is risky, though. You know, Kiefer, probably of the other 4 players in the game, Kiefer's probably the best at competitions, especially the kind of end-game competitions that we are likely to see. And so, you know, taking Kiefer to 4 as opposed to somebody like Tina, who, you know, is much less likely to win those endgame comps, it's definitely risky. It's definitely gonna, you know, potentially take control of your fate out of your hands. So I think at the very least there are some arguments either way. But can we talk about the hide and seek game?
Oh, we couldn't we?
We could. Okay, let's do it then.
Good.
Let's do it. Let's talk about it. So somebody is gonna have to sleep in the ball pits. Now, I feel like this sounded much worse.
Yeah, I feel like sleeping in the ball pit is different than sleeping over the ball pit.
Yeah, my question is, why haven't they been sleeping in there all season? Like, that's the have-not room. They should be sleeping in there as have-nots.
It is very strange.
I thought they, like, were gonna make them sleep in there. Like, I'm so shocked that wasn't part of it.
Yeah, I'm, like, so jealous. Like, we had the swamp, and these guys do not even have a have-not room. That room is a fun room. You get to throw ball around, play catch, whatever you want. Like, this is, it's
Yeah, that's not a punishment.
It's not. It's a fun room.
Yeah. So the way they're going to determine this is that Jed and Tara, both being safe this week, HOH and veto holder, will be seeking. The other players who will be hiding. The person who is found last will then choose who will be sleeping in the ball pit. And I felt like this played out in such a fitting way for this season, where the winner of this competition was Beth, who is the person who her first 2 choices for spots already taken. She went to go hide where Braden was hiding in the HOH room. She was like, oh, I was going to hide there. Had to run to the bedroom where she tried to hide basically exactly where Tina was. And Tina was like, hey, this is my blanket. And so she had to just panic and default into a pile of clothes, which ended up being the best hiding spot. And she wins this game.
Yeah, very impressive. Good hiding and seeking. Or good hiding, really.
Yes.
Beth will use that in the final two if she gets there.
Exactly. And also fitting is that Ty
starting to get
almost
tired.
wins this competition just by getting naked and hanging out outside.
Why did he get naked? I don't get it. It's cold outside. It's Toronto, man. Why did he get cold? Why did he get naked?
You and Sam go and panel beat motors in
Well, from what I've seen in the live feed, I think he's a fan of being naked.
I think he probably, what happened probably is that he was running around. He's like, production, can I take my clothes off? And they were like, yeah, you can. And he's like,
Oh, we caught him away.
there it is.
Squeezed by the cops.
That soundbite is dangerous. You're just gonna use that for everything now.
Everything.
Oh, we could.
It's so good.
10 years go by and I'm
Any
still there.
opportunity he gets a chance to take his clothes
I got a
off.
suit now.
Exactly. And every opportunity, anytime I'm able to, anytime we can use this soundbite,
Oh, we caught him away.
we could use this soundbite.
Good.
Oh, some guys.
So,
It's a pretty good one.
your
Beth
cousin got
wins
made, or you like
hide and
Carlos,
seek,
Pop went
and
way
she
back with
picked
the dime.
Ty
That means you get trusted
to
more
go
when you're starting
and
out.
sleep in
There's
the
plenty of us who
have-not
came in off the street.
ball pits. And they kind of play this all, oh, it's pranks. Oh, pranks going on. But Beth says the real reason in the diary room, which is if there's going to be a secret power in there based on this, I would like for it to go to one of my allies. Which absolutely correct call.
Yeah.
Yes, this is great that they're thinking of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Very strategic. Yeah, at first I was like, wait, why would she pick Ty? Like, I thought she was just, like, trying to be nice to the other, like, the nominees and everybody. And then it was like, that makes sense.
Hey, boss.
Good call.
Yeah. He's definitely a good call. Yeah, I never think about that stuff, and that was
Nothing we couldn't handle,
that's
Mr.
just-
Salieri.
That was a
Good,
call.
good. Sit
Definitely a
down.
call.
Yeah.
See Morello.
So, I mean, and really, it's not that bad. Ty doesn't.
I
don't wanna make a mountain
out
out of
of a molehill because this is basically a mountain on some balls.
I'm a businessman.
It's
everything
just a
with
normal
this.
bed, and he gets a room to himself.
Every decision I make,
It actually on it seems
good for the
better than a
business.
regular bed.
Yeah.
Morello.
Twin match.
God damn, I'm tired.
He can't even fall off. He has the guardrails there.
Yeah, he's fine.
Even if he falls, this thing falls, he's fine.
Got nothing like that to worry about with
I gotta
Thomas.
say though, that
He
twin
was
match
ace
is
the whole
not
way,
comfortable.
boss.
I just gotta say that.
glad
I
to hear
on
it.
it for the first week. It was not
I
comfortable.
got a growing business.
Yeah, is that a different one than the normal
We could use a
mattresses?
guy like you to help out around
Yeah,
the
the normal
bar.
ones are all doubles.
Maybe run some errands. Make sure the bills
They
get
only
paid on
have the
time.
twin when
You up for
in the
that?
beginning when there's so many people, so there's like that extra
There it is.
bed.
Good.
It's a spring bed. It's not comfortable, so I get that part, but he'll be fine. It's only one day too, I think, right? Or the whole week?
Yeah, it's only a
But
few
you need
days
to
really.
understand we have a few rules in here. So
And
listen
also
listen
like
good. First,
when you
no
are the
cursing on
size
the
of
premises.
Ty,
There's
you
a
probably
million words.
don't want to be
And the man who needs to
a
this
bed that
and
small.
that is just
Yeah.
ignorant or lazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
We don't deal in the hard stuff.
they're gonna
And
talk
when we
some
need those
more
things in
about
this neighborhood, we'll let Morello
the
poison his own
Kiefer
people if that's what he
situation that we're gonna have to make Kiefer's gonna have to go. Ty, he explains it really well here. He says,
He's our bestie.
The rest will come
He's
after
not
you.
in the sauce.
You understand?
and that's just it. Keith is their bestie, but he's not in the
And I'm
sauce.
going to only ask you for one more thing, Tommy.
Just the way it goes. So
I
they're
don't
gonna
keep
break it
Paulie
to
and
Keith.
Sam around just because they're strong.
Kiefer is talking to Beth, and he's like,
A lot
"It's
of
not
guys
me,
out there
right?"
bigger and
He's
tougher
like,
than each two. And I don't keep
She's
Frank on a
just
Perry
silent,
because
just
he's
like,
smart.
it's like,
Though he
it's
isn't
me.
artist with the numbers.
That's a very sneaky move by Beth
these
to
guys.
kind of like break it to him
In this
first,
room?
like
Right.
normally, if she wants to
Here
get
they have
some sort
one
of
thing that
the
matters
jury
to them.
management vote there by being the one that was
Shouldn't matter to
honest to
any of us.
Kiefer. So that was very sneaky on her.
You know what that
But
is,
then
Tom?
right away she goes, runs and gets the boys, and like I can't have this conversation. So she.
I feel like she could have done, like, I feel like it was a good move, but I feel like she could have done more with it. I feel like it's like, if you're going to be the one to break it to him, like,
You stay straight with me.
maybe do more than just stand there silently and be like, I'm gonna get the real decision makers here. Like, I don't know. It just seems like she could have done a little bit more there to kind of like make her look better. Whether it's like, I mean, look, at that point when you're telling the person, it's like you either need to be like, I'm gonna take credit for this one, so I get the credit for getting you out, or I'm going to make myself look good by showing that, look, this wasn't my decision. I don't want you to leave, and make it so that is that the perspective of the person. But I feel like just standing there and then being like, let me get the guys is not quite the best mode.
Yeah, and it didn't seem planned either. So like the boys can use this as something like, hey, why did she? Like that's something I would think about if I was the boys. Like, why did she just pop this up to Keith and then just pull us in?
Like, we're not prepared for this conversation. Yeah, like, they're not prepared. They don't know what's coming, and she's just like, yeah, he wants to talk now. Like, he knows. I talked to him. It's like, oh, okay, so you didn't even let us be the ones to, like, decide how we're going to bring this to him.
Yeah, well, I don't think she intended to, to tell him. I don't think she intended to do this in any strategic way. I think that they had meant to tell Kiefer the night before, and they had kind of been putting it off. And so this is now like probably an hour and a half before the veto ceremony, and they still haven't told him, and he's now asking her, and she was just kind of like, I can't lie, but she didn't want to be in that position, so she just ran to get the guys so that they would have to do it instead. And so of course she runs, she's like, you guys need to talk to Keith, we're doing it. And Ty's like, now? I'm in the middle of cooking.
Literally in the middle of cooking.
Yeah, he's flipping pancakes and she just calls him out. Not good timing.
So they run upstairs, they break it down to Keith, and oh boy, Keith, it's gotta be you. And he starts crying. It hurts. It hurts. We went over this on the live feed. We just saw it on the show. I love that they put this here. It's very dramatic. Kiefer gets up and leaves. He goes and sobs to Tina and Tara. Jed, Ty, and Beth start sobbing. It's very sad. And then we head over to the veto ceremony where Jed says loyalty to everyone means loyalty to no one, Keith. And so you gotta take a seat. And he's still crying because this happens very quickly.
That's so sad.
A brutal sequence of events here.
That's so sad.
You know, I don't know. I haven't been too high on Kiefer. I know Anthony Douglas has been high on Kiefer. I haven't been too high on Kiefer, so I'm not too saddened by this or hurt by this. It's entertaining. I like it. But what's happening next is more crazy.
It's definitely it is high drama. Which I think is very good. Like, you don't get these raw moments that often in Big Brother, and so to get one is so interesting. And so we also, Tara, having the veto, says she wants to honor her Big Brother by saving herself with the veto on the anniversary of his death.
I don't think this long for us to get
that moment, because I know it was really important to her. But what an episode here. I really approve of forecasting the fact that it's going to be Kiefer before the actual ceremony happens, because it doesn't need, we don't need to be in suspense when it happens. We can be sitting there, we're like, oh my god, he's doing it. Like, that's a much better feeling in that moment than the usual, like, I guess I don't know what's going on. What an episode, what a great way to
I
get
also think if he's crying, like, I feel like if they just showed the veto
Yeah.
ceremony and he was like
Isn't
crying, and it's like,
Vincenzo,
oh, why is he
Enzo's real
crying?
name?
What's going on? Like, I feel like it's so
Enzo
much
from
better to like
Big
know
Brother.
going into it and then see that he's still emotional about it. I mean, that makes you feel a certain way that you're watching this guy cry and he knows what's coming and he just has to sit there. Like, that means something, and so I do feel like I feel like this episode was really good, and I always love like the raw emotion stuff, like when it's real on Big Brother, like you've got to love it. I at least I do.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to feel bad for Kiefer, but you can, like, anyone can relate to feeling betrayed and feeling hurt and feeling like you had something and it just got ripped away from you, just like that. And your best friends are putting you up on the block, and they feel terrible about it too. And everyone feels bad. You can relate to the Sunsetter, you can relate to the trio, the Sauce, in terms of like, this is the best move for our game. But we have to do it, and we feel so bad to do this. There's so much emotion in it, and that's what I really find compelling, and I'm really glad that they leaned into it in the right way. I thought this was a great episode.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to be sad because you love Kiefer and want him to stay.
Exactly.
Like, I think you can feel emotions and feel sad because you're watching this thing happen and you're seeing these people feel these emotions. Like, at least that's to me what I feel. Like, I'm not sitting here like, oh my God, I don't want Kiefer to leave. You know, it's like, it's about the game, but at the same time, it's like, these are real emotions. These are people who are really feeling these things, really, like, just totally invested in this game, and they want to win.
Yeah, I know it.
But there are emotions and feelings involved, and that's great to see. I mean, it's human.
Yeah, the sad part that got me was when they were breaking it to him, and
Where am I?
he just accepted it, and he's just like, it's okay, guys. Like, it was just like, he was just defeated at that point, and I felt bad about that. Like, and then they hugged him out, and then when he left, they all cried. It was that's definitely emotional, and also I think they showed it the way they did because of the fact that Kiefer was crying that whole morning before the ceremony, and you could see also Ty had looked like he had watery eyes too, so it was hard for them to show that Beetlesaurus ceremony without showing that what happened before that when they broke it to him. So great episode, but yeah.
All right, well, that's what we have from the episode. We are now going to get into some spoilers from the feeds, so if you want to bounce out now, this is your opportunity. This is where you can do it if you want to.
Oh, we couldn't we?
But yeah, if you want to, look, here's the thing. You might not always want spoilers, but if you do want spoilers, you can have some.
Oh, we couldn't we?
Either way. So
Soundboard abuse.
this is what we've got. Thank you guys for joining if you are gonna bounce out now, but here are some spoilers.
Okay,
The Office of Civil Defense has issued the following message. This is
A spoiler.
warning.
A spoiler.
Warning means that an actual
Spoiler.
against this country has
Wait,
been
what is
taken,
it?
and that protective action should be taken.
Sorry, I'm starting to zone out because I'm fucking tired.
All right. Okay. Well, it's Kiefer has been backdoored. It's not looking good. Just call me the Grim Keeper
Because I'm tearing these
he's walking out the door. Except this is the triangle we're talking about. This is the trio that we're talking about. They don't do things without thinking about them. And so
Sam, Polly.
Kiefer, as of right now,
How's little Julia?
is staying in the game.
Little now.
They have changed their minds.
Just like her grandma.
Crazy.
Kiefer spoke to Jed. He said, I am better for your game. I will take you to the final two. Jed said,
No?
I mean, I never said I was sending you out. We could still change this. Kiefer said, if you think about it, the bigger move is to put me up and not send me home. And Jed went, that's a good point. This is the big move. Put you up and not send you home. They have
That's not
all
it.
spoken.
That's not it.
And Kiefer, as of right now, is staying in the game. I talked about how Cody sent out Tyler at 6. Do you remember when Cody changed his mind after telling Tyler that he was sending him home? And then when actually, wait a minute, Tyler, I've changed my, you're gonna stay.
Where's the money?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a classic thing.
Great. I mean, classic. Obviously, that's what got Cody
Classic
to win.
strategy.
Yeah.
We love it. No.
How is that a bigger move? I don't understand where Jed can believe that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we can walk into the HOH room right now and convince these guys that HOH room is red.
Exactly.
Like, I guess it's like, it's a bigger move in that it's like, it's shocking. It's like maybe more shocking that you like put him up and then choose not to do it. But it doesn't, the ultimate result is not a bigger move. The ultimate result is that nothing has changed. Like, it's like, it doesn't make any sense.
Actually, I have the exact moment from the feeds where Kiefer convinced Ty to keep him. He said, Ty, you know, you could keep me.
Oh, we caught him.
There you go. No, that was it. You got him.
No, that's no, Taryn. Soundboard abuse. I am calling this a violation. Out of context, soundboard.
I could see Ty definitely reacting that way when he says that.
And then at the end of it, he's just like, oh, I'm convinced we could, and let's do it.
Yeah, this is a big move for Kiefer and nobody else. Like,
No, it is, yeah. You're right. Honestly, like, this is huge for Kiefer. Like, he could use this. Like, if he gets down to the end, he could be like, yeah, I was out the door.
yes. If they're worried about, hey, Keith has played the best game that they say from anyone else remaining, this just adds to his resume, and this is a bigger move for him. Not
Well, he obviously does, but I think the problem is that he's still working with the people that tried to take him out.
props to him for somehow getting them back on board. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, we'll get to this location, then we'll call it a night.
It's
Tired.
not, the reason it's not the bigger move to keep Kiefer after putting him on the block is that by keeping Kiefer after putting him on the block, you are admitting that you have already made a massive error and had to correct it by keeping him. Or the jury is going to see, oh, you made a massive error in changing your mind and keeping him. Either way, you have definitely made at least one big error in judgment. There is literally a no-win scenario here. You can't have made the right call in putting him up and also made the right call in keeping him.
Right, because at least if you make a decision and stick to it, you can argue that that's the right move. Like, you can create an argument that it's the right move, and like possibly people will believe you, possibly they won't, but like at least you can throw that argument out there. But if you sit there and say, yeah, I made this decision and then I went back on this decision and it was the right move, it's like, well, okay, so you're saying that you made the right move once, but the wrong move once as well. So, like, what's going on here? It's not a good move for them to go back on it. Once you put him up, once you make the decision, you gotta follow through, because
keeps him happy.
In a normal situation, obviously this is a little different because we'll explain, but it's in a normal situation, you burn someone like that, an ally of yours, you tell them this is happening, you put them on the block. And then you decide, oh, actually, we're going to keep them. That ally's not coming crawling back to you, and you're going to be in trouble with them. Like that, they will know what betrayal feels like, and they will not trust you anymore. Obviously, in this situation, seems a little different.
We'll end once Paulie gets back.
To be like, yeah, no, I want to be loyal to you guys, like Sunsetters to the end. If you keep me, I'll be loyal. And isn't just saying that, it does kind of, he is making indications that is the truth, which, like, bad move on Keeper's part. Like, sure, you say it all you want, and then they keep you, and then you turn around and betray them because they betrayed you, and, you know, now it's your turn. But, you know,
Alright, I think we'll end here.
It's
This was a continue on for now. Thanks for watching.
I can't believe this is even